Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BBG and Overmortal. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the way to 7,000 and damn, we are actually really close to it. But today is another day in perpetual suffering for me, where I very slowly creep towards perfection late. Well, the end of perfection late, 20%, still nowhere near the end of it, but you know, a man can dream. It's honestly still going to be over a month until I reach Nirvana, which is just nuts, but it is what it is. Such is the life of free-to-play level of cultivation. That's just the way it is. But in this short episode, I want to talk about the pets because I see so many people asking about which pet's best and which one I should choose, and I suppose there's just a few things to consider when choosing a pet in general based off whether you're corporia or magicka. But first, I just need to collect some things. You know how it goes. Gotta do my sec tasks. Gotta collect my demon bend. Because free stuff is free stuff, you know what I'm saying? Free citrine, man. Cannot tell you how much I love citrine. Because it costs tens of thousands to get past one bottleneck for skills. At this point, anyway. So, again, keep farming citrine, guys. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. Anyway, pets. I'm getting off track here. So, depending on whether you're magicka or corporia, there's pretty much two pets that are the best. If you're magicka, it's Necrowyrm. And that is because of the way its skills work. Obviously, it's magic damage based, but it's not really important how the pet attacks because, I'm going to be honest with you, even mega whales, when they fight each other, their pets aren't the most important thing. It's what the pet does. It's got to survive long enough to be able to perform its skills that actually help the fight itself. So for 8 seconds, this Necrowyrm, if it survives to its second skill cast, magic damage taken by the enemy increases by 20% for 8 seconds. That's absolutely crazy, which is really why you only want to pump one pet. I do see people who A, pick any pet, and B, try and do 3 pets or 2 pets. I'm going to be honest, don't do that. Now, I made this its own video because I was getting that many questions about pets themselves. So I figured, you know, I might as well just make this, clear it up concisely. Now, the other thing about the Necrowyrm is that its third skill reduces magic defense. That's amazing for if you're fighting anybody and anything, both PvP and PvE. The point is, it needs to be strong enough to live to be able to cast it. You could do 3 pets and they'll all die in one AoE attack because you will always be pretty much a higher realm than your pet. It can't go higher than your realm, obviously. But it needs to be at least at your realm so it can survive those first few hits. That's the important part. Past that, it's what you want most. So for me doing extra magic damage and reducing their magic defense, that's 10 out of 10. And my Necrowyrm can survive a few hits from people my own level. So it's a win-win scenario for me. Now I actually want to go through all of the 4 base pets, and I'm going to say this now about any pet that lies outside of the 4 base pets. This includes the Belephant. It will be near impossible to max if you don't choose one of the 4 base pets, or at least until much later game where you actually have a lot of Belephants to spend because you'll get them from weekly events. Now, the Babeox. If anything, this one's more of a debuffer than anything else, but I do not see many people maining this. And I'm going to guess a lot of the reason for that is that using Immobilize is good and all, but even when you just compare this to the Necrowyrm, simply because they're both magicka pets, when you just straight compare this, dealing an extra 20% damage or immobilizing someone, or 75% chance to immobilize someone for 2 seconds, it's not really a comparison, honestly speaking. If your pet casts Necrowyrm's second skill on their pet, you'll pretty much instantly kill their pet of the same level. Assuming you're not trying to attack someone that's just like a major whale, because you're doing 20% extra damage. Now, I kind of wish Necrowyrm had a physical evasion effect, but it's just not in the cards. But again, highly situational. In an all-corporia server, this is probably absolutely amazing, because it also removes all positive effects as well. So although it's good, if you're magicka, chances are the Babewyrm is just going to be better for you. The extra damage and magic defense down is just impossible to resist, to pass up, you know. Babetoise is literally a tank. I don't see many people, if any, use Babetoise, except super late game. I have seen some people in Nirvana with Babetoise. I can see why it would work, but the problem is it needs to be so strong in order to do its job, I suppose. You know, since obviously its first skill is a taunt, and then the other skills are physical defense reduction and physical defense enhancement for yourself. So it kind of needs to be able to take hits before it can even survive to get to those skills. So I kind of see why no one uses Babetoise. I see pretty much every corporia using a Blazelion. That seems to be universal at this point, and it's pretty clear why. I mean, physical damage taken plus 20%. It's the corporia version of the Babewyrm, basically. And then physical attack plus 10%. Arguably, depending on whether you crit or not, the physical attack plus 10% is better than magic defense down 15% for the Babewyrm. But, you know, this isn't useful for a magicka. It's just not. It just straight up isn't. But for a corporia, this is just a 10 out of 10, and you should absolutely have a lion. Now, the reason that I split this into Babewyrm from magicka, Blazelion for corporia, they're simply the easiest pets to get, and you can exchange for them. But I will say that without doubt, the Babewyrm is the hardest pet to get because it requires fire essence. It is so hard. It is so hard to level a Necrowyrm. I suppose it's a Necrowyrm at this point, isn't it? But it is so very hard and slow to level these. So if you are magicka and you're going to go with a Babewyrm, just be prepared. You are going to have so many essences for everything else, but you will never, ever have enough fire. Ever. Why do I know? Well, trust me, I know. I just know. Though I will just quickly hope for a Babewyrm so I can break it down. Please, please, please. Come on, see what I mean? No fire, none. I get so much of everything else. So basically, lessons to take away from this is that Blazelion corporia, Babewyrm, magicka. But damn if Blazelion isn't easier to level up. But damn if it's not useless. For me, anyway. That's just the magicka life, I'm afraid. I wonder if I can quickly... Oh, bro, seriously? So close. So close. Wow. Can I... Oh, it's only going to be just a little bit off. I mean, look, I might as well, right? It's not that many R8 blue pills. Why not? Extra 2.6 billion, and now I can level up my pet. Yes! Spam! Just immediately spam. Excellent. It's slightly stronger. But again, all I really want from a pet is literally magic defense down and magic damage taken. 10 out of 10. Now lastly, you might ask, yeah, but what about the babedeer? And I'm going to be honest with you, don't do it to yourself. Just don't do it to yourself. This is such a whale support pet that I can't even... You know, obviously it's all PvP based, and it costs double in terms of fire essence, double what a Babewyrm does. You'll never, if you're free to play and you don't spend anything, you will never ever have enough to level that up to past legendary. You start needing like 8, 9, 10 copies of the same pet. Just make it easier for yourself. It's going to be kind of damn hard just to get a Babewyrm up there. So just don't do it to yourself, okay? Just don't. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave this one here. I didn't want to make this too long. It's really just like answering my thoughts on why the best pet is what they are. So as always, have a great day.